I went to school in the South, and it's like, you know, it's podunk, you know, it's kind of you know, it's like just this southern town. So I was on my way.
It's like poor and ghetto.
Yeah, kind of poor and ghetto and like kind of fat.
Yeah.
And I love these people because they got soul and they're just like happy with nothing, right? So I decided instead of driving back to DC where I live, I would take the train, thinking that it would be a shorter journey. Like it would take less time to get there on the train because the train doesn't have to make stops and it doesn't, like, you know, curve with the road or whatever. So I decided that since I was getting on the train at 6 in the morning, that I would stay up all night and just get hammered drunk with my friend, right? And then he would take me to the train station in the morning, which is probably not the best idea, but that's what we decided to do. So all night long, we're just getting hammered, taking shots, just drinking, partying our asses off. And about 5 o'clock in the morning, it's time to go to the train station. And so we go to the train station, and it's like a building maybe like the size of this, which is where you get your tickets, and then you get on the train. So I get on the train, and there's nobody sitting next to me. I got a nice seat. I'm like kicked up, you know, I'm like leaning back because I'm going to sleep the whole way home. So the train starts moving, and nobody's sitting next to me, right? And it's just starting to move, and I hear this. Woo! Good Lord! Made the train! And I was like, oh shit! And I see this big fat lady, just like, woo! Good Lord! Made the train! And I'm like, please, God, anywhere she can sit, but not here. Right? So I see her like making her way down the aisle, and she's kind of like this, like scooting back. And keep in mind, like, she's sweating, like full sweat. Oh, just sweat, just pouring down, and she's like this. There was no stairways, you know what I mean? You get dropped off, and the train is 20 feet from where you get dropped off, right? So it's not like she had to go that far, and she's sweating, just like, whoo! Good Lord, made the train. So I'm like, please. So she comes right next to me. She puts her bag right above my head, and she tries to sit down in the seat, and it's just like, whew, good Lord. So she takes up her seat and half of mine, like her butt cheek. She was 400 pounds at least. And she had like half of her butt cheek was on my leg, and I'm just like, holy, yeah, exactly, like getting a lap dance. So like I'm like, you know, I there's nothing I can do, so I'm like this up against the wall, pretty much, like the window's right here. But I was so drunk and kind of hungover at this point, I fell asleep. So it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I wake up at like 11. So I slept for like 5 hours like this. You know, like I'm surprised I was able to sleep that long. So I hear this, I go, where my sandwich at? And I'm like, huh? Like, wake up. Where my sandwich? Like, sandwich, right? Where my sandwich at? And her sister and her niece were right across the aisle from us. She's like, mine's the one with the double meat. Give me my sandwich. So like, this girl gets the double meat sandwich out. She eats the double meat sandwich. She eats a bag of Doritos chips, a bag of potato chips, an entire sleeve of Chips Ahoy cookies, an entire sleeve. Just good. And she drank 3 grape sodas.
Great drink.
Grape sodas. 3 grape sodas that were like, there's 70 grams of sugar in each one of these sodas, right? And she drinks and eats all of this, and then immediately goes into like diabetic coma. She's like, and just drool out both sides. And kind of like leans over, and I'm sitting right here, so I'm thinking like, please, no, don't let her fart. Like, that's what was going through my head. Right? But she didn't fart. But then she kind of goes like this, and all, oh, boom, and she like lands right on top of me. But
And a quinoa.
Uh.
that was kind of like that's the double meat story.
All right, take a bow.
That was so